The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
Well, hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode ever of Goldy's Closet. We're going to be getting a new logo, but for now we're going to leave the Goldy nose because I do know a thing or two. I expect that you're going to love this first episode just because it's some people that I know that we all love, near and dear and close to me. Without further ado, one of my guests today on the show, actually we're going to close out the show with a musical performance by none other than my bandmate, our bandmate, Miss Jess LaCoy. She's going to be joining us in Goldy's Closet, and I think I hear her right now. Come on in! Come on! Open the door. There you go, girl. Come on, you can do it. Step in to the closet. Never mind the logo. Things are going to change.
Oh wow, another closet for me to enter.
Have a seat. Well, thanks for coming.
I know a lot of the people that are watching are dudes. And I know a lot of you have questions that, you know, you don't feel comfortable asking, or you might be embarrassed to ask. And you kind of DM me with little gentle, questions. And I want to start bringing more and more women onto the show that are funny and have lived really interesting lives, because you might have questions for us, or maybe just in our dialogue, we could be answering questions for you. So without further ado, my guest today, this post-Valentine's Day, which both of us had pretty pathetic, well, yours wasn't pathetic, mine was Valentine's Day, Miss Karen Tallier, loudmouth publicity. I just spit all over the screen. Karen, say hello to everybody.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? I gotta talk more. No one's ever said that to me before.
Every time that you talk on the Google Hangout, it goes to you. So we don't want to see me running my mouth the whole time. So once again, say something so everybody can see how beautiful you are.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Karen, and it's nice to be here with my dear, beautiful friend Goldy. And yeah, Valentine's Day. Actually, this was my best Valentine ever. I spent it with a younger man that didn't speak.
How young was this man? Because he was pretty young.
He was pretty young. I like him young, Goldy. 15 months old to be exact. And he was beautiful.
But until he got angry and spilled his food all over the place.
Yeah, well, he just had fun throwing food and screaming. He learned how to scream. So, I mean, it was all right. We rolled with it. We had a very romantic evening. And one thing for sure, we took it, baby steps. We're just doing it baby steps.
It's funny because you're joking, but that sounds like many of my dates that I have where men throw their food and scream and do things like that. It's just, I've really been on some interesting dates. There's one that I'll just quick share with you because it's funny and it's a good segue into what we're talking about today. But I'll never forget, there was this guy who I saw, I think on LinkedIn, that one of my girlfriends worked with. And I was like, oh, who's that? And trying to, reach out. And then I did the whole, if I'm in town, I'd like to see you. And then, oh, I'm just going to be in town. When you just happen to be in town for business or pleasure, when you're driving hours to meet somebody that they don't creepily know that that's the only intention that you have is to meet with them. But we met at Whole Foods in Knoxville. And like from the minute that I sat down, the first thing that he did was we sat down at the table together just to kind of say hi or not. And he picked up his phone and he was like, 25,000 Instagram followers. Slams down his phone. So I guess you're just a big deal then. I was like, hi. It was really awkward. And then he proceeded to tell me how much he hated his mother.
I love it when the guys are so negative. It makes me want to hang out with them even more.
It makes me want to have sex. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, I get all nice and warm and fuzzy when I hear the guys complaining about everything in their lives. They all want mothers. They all want mothers.
I have to agree with you on that. Like, a lot of guys would say, or people would say, Goldy, you seem like you're like the perfect chick. And I know a lot of people have said that about you too. We have very similar personalities, outlooks on things. And I swear to God, fellas, sometimes I think you're lying to yourselves and you really want some chick that you can just complain about, because when the good ones do roll around. And what I mean by good is the things that I hear you talking about and complaining about, needy chicks, dependent, all this. It seems like at the end of the day, that's kind of what you want. Do you agree with me?
I do. Like, here's the thing. Here's what I need. I need honesty. I need support, meaning just you're going to be there to listen to me vent. Because I don't need you to give me a solution to my problem. I want someone there that's a part of my life. And I've recently felt the same way. It's like, okay, so this one guy had all these horrible things happen. Then you get someone like me, isn't going to be out there trying to, get drunk every night. I have priorities. I'm intelligent. I have an education. I have goals. I just want to have someone to share my life with. And for some reason, it's too much, I think. So I think people, I really believe that it all has to come from inside. Like, you got to figure out, like, what is it that you really do want? Guys want a beautiful woman. They want a smart woman. They want, I don't know. They want it all. I want it all too, but I'm willing to, I'm willing to balance it in some way. It's really hard to find someone that actually just wants to grow with somebody. It's just like, they're always looking for something else.
That's anybody, and it's too hot. Oh yeah. It's really too hot for a vinyl jacket, but I am wearing my I'm glad I wore the snaggiest bra that I possibly could have on today with absolutely no support that I've had since college. I didn't think I'd be taking off my jacket, but I am, so just deal with the gravity.
All right, you can't see them.
So I want to make a really good point. Like, people watching, Karen is a normal type of strong chick. Like, she just said something completely different than how I think. And that's why this is really good that you're on the show. When we're going to do our next bit, we can get, excuse me while I itch my nose, we can get an honest answer from two different types of chicks. So you just said, I don't want solutions. I want someone to listen and support me. I want somebody to support me, but I want solutions, and I'm not big on the rambling, bambling. I am to a certain point, and then I'm more like a dude. I'm more masculine, I guess, what society describes or frames that out as. I'm more like a man, where I want to get the solution going. And I think my love language, read that book, people. I think part of my love language is acts of services, where somebody's, really showing me that they care by not just lip service, but by helping me, change out the alternator in the car or get the tires fixed or whatever. So, but we both do agree that just somebody being honest about what they want. And I think a lot of people, men and women, they aren't honest about what they really want. I don't even think people know what they really want, because honestly, I think most people that I have seen who've gotten married and have the whole picket fence jazz, I just think they kind of just did it because that's what our society says that you're supposed to do. They felt pressured, or like, that's what I do now. But they maybe weren't even really ready for it, or weren't really 1000% in love with that person. It was just like, well, they're here and it's status quo. I see a lot of couples like that where, God, I wish I could see more people together that really seem like they were in love.
I think people get together based out of fear. It's all fear. Like, I don't want to be alone. I'll just date this person. I'll hang here. I mean, we've all done it to some extent. And then you get in it and you realize, I don't know, this person, I just can't. I mean, I can tell from personal experience with, this is getting really personal, but like, when I was married, I would purposely spend a long time in the bathroom washing my makeup off at nighttime because I knew if I did it long enough, my husband would fall asleep.
Oh!
And I could go and I could change the channel and watch whatever the hell I wanted, and then, go to bed by myself.
So I fell into the bathroom makeup shower deal, and then my guy would want to come in, and I literally was so repulsed by this guy after dating him for so long, and I was stuck in it, financially bound, contractually bound, and he was very depressed. He was on, like, not that I'm knocking antidepressants, but when you're on 8 and you're self-medicating, and he was just always swallowed up by negativity and sorrow and sadness, and he was constantly putting me down and very, very mentally abusive. And I'm telling you, dudes, when things are not right, like, this stuff down here locks down and it shuts and it just closes up, and sex hurts and it's painful. And oh my God, my dad's on the same podcast. Dad, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
You know something? That's the most stupidest thing. I don't even know if I can reply to it.
But I'm saying when things aren't right, we lock down, and there's just, you know, foreplay is one thing, but there's like a mental foreplay that needs to happen. And this guy he just ran me into the ground. And I remember, Karen, him saying, we're going to go on this 7-day cruise. And I went into the biggest anxiety attack. The thought of being in one room on the sea with no escape with this guy that I supposedly loved. And it was just like, it took a stranger that was developing and doing my website at the time, a stranger at a restaurant in Beverly Hills saying, you know, Goldy, you and so-and-so, the writing's on the wall. And I'm like, oh my God, a stranger can see how bad this is and how unhealthy it is. And it was a couple of people like that just said it, that it just penetrated my soul. And it was time to let go. And I wish, maybe this is crazy thinking, but just like so many of my friends are in really, really unhealthy or unhappy relationships. And I think that it would just be better for both parties if they ended it and didn't just keep dragging each other through the mud. And like, I know you finally ended it, remember?
Yeah, I got out and it was really difficult. And then I had to deal with the guilt that he was trying to project onto me. Oh, you just want to be single. No, I really didn't. I still believe in love. I really do. I believe that in love, but that wasn't love. That was control. And that was, you know, we're just here because we're here. And as much as you can say something, when you have to really walk the walk, and it just wasn't it for me. So I still believe that it's out there. So, and I think, but what I'm looking for is someone who's authentic. And that's the problem. You know, you go out on a first date and you never meet an authentic person. I mean, they're always trying to think ahead. They're listening to what you're saying, but they're thinking of what they can say and what they can do to impress you. And it's like, just be real, people. Just be real. I mean, I almost feel like, you know, maybe for the next first date, like I just don't wear any makeup. I'll just put on a little lip gloss and go on that date and go, all right, buddy, this is me, real. What do you think?
Well, I know my guests would be running on that. And what a perfect segue into this screen share that we are about to do right now. Let's start out right now for the people with shots that I don't ever want to see again. So let's start out with that. We're going to start out one at a time.
So you pulled these from your dating profiles and took screenshots of them, and you never want to see them again.
Okay, here we go. Oh, look at you sleeping in your bed.
You've got a good chin.
See, well, yeah, but I don't. It's that whole just like you. If
but
I want to
wait, were his eyes closed or was he looking at you?
No, you dipshit. I'm not. I out of privacy for these people that don't know that they're on our podcast. I don't want to see a picture of you in bed. I don't want to see that on, because you know what that means? It's like you want every woman to see you in bed then.
But I'm so curious about this guy. Like, you know, picture of himself. So was he like, I mean, I'm so curious.
You're no good. Well, here, be curious on this, because there he is. He's thinking, what's he thinking about? Oh,
who is this guy? He's sad. He's a very sad and tired guy.
Don't you get the vibe that he's just sad?
He's sad. He's trying to be brooding and sexy.
It's not, because you know what I'm thinking about? Whatever decorative dish is in the background. Honey, you need to fill that with something. You are all around an empty mother trucker. Thank you. Moving on. Okay. Here's another shot. I don't want to.
Different guy.
This is another guy. I don't want to ever see this shot again. It's all over dating profiles.
Okay.
Nobody wants to see this. Let's get your comments. Oh God, it's the same damn guy.
It is.
Oh,
I mean, I don't understand what's in his. What was he thinking? This guy doesn't smile.
He's thinking, I look good and I want everybody to see how little my body looks, because honey, you don't look that ripped to me. I don't want to see this.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the guy smiling, doing activities. You know, like, who are you, mister?
Maybe he doesn't have teeth. Moving on. I'm in the mirror taking a picture of myself because I have no.
I don't think guys know how to take pictures, and they obviously don't have any friends. It's like,
you're right. That's just it. I have no friends. I'm alone in a hotel room with my liquor in the background. I'm going to drink myself to sleep. I've got man boobs peeking out with a nipple. I have no friends. I'd better document this.
And he's got a really thick bracelet on and a big watch. Like, this guy is just
trying too hard.
This is why I don't online date.
Trying too hard. Moving on. What is this? What is
Is that
this?
a real picture or is that like a 1970s poster or something?
No, it's fake. It's got to be. But I mean, no, he had more pictures of himself. That's your opener?
See, guys think they need to show their body.
No, not like that.
I don't want to see their body right away. I want to see their smile.
What are you showing me? That you're angry and you're going to like do some taekwondo moves on me?
Flexing.
No, I don't like. Here's another one. Oh, yeah. Now, this one, the eyes would have terrified you. I'm not even kidding. They were peering at you.
With this darkness, why do guys think that that's sexy?
I don't know, but it's not as sexy as this next photo.
God.
Okay, make sure that you stand next to a hot chick, and then when you can't get a hot chick, go to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum and go take a picture with Pamela Anderson. That doesn't even, she looks like a serpent.
Doesn't look like Pamela Anderson. That guy is weird.
I don't want to see pictures of you next to other women. I'd like to imagine myself there, and I sure as hell don't want it to see you with some creepy wax.
He has a wedding band on.
Oh, God. Attention to detail, Karen. Okay.
The ring. I look for the ring.
Here's another one that I see all the time. And you know what, Sweet Pea? You're not that super. I mean it.
They can't grow up. They're always
You
pretending.
know how many men have this as their profile photo?
Really?
Yes, the same. I don't want to see you lying in bed. It's creepy.
Those sheets look very interesting.
The sheets look good. Like when you're looking at the thread count and then not the guy, there's a problem. Oh, here we are again. Oh.
Who took this picture? Like, was there dirt on the floor? Like, did he like his hair that it was spiky like that? I don't know.
He's sad. He's sad. He's drinking.
He's sad. He's drinking all alone, too.
But look at the kitchen. Look at that backsplash.
Refrigerator? Is
Look
that
at the subway tile. I mean, the granite and those cabinet doors are no joke.
the backsplash in the cabinets?
The
But
floors are weak, but so are his shoes, which indicates that's not his house, and that's probably why he's sad. Moving on. What is this? Dudes, come on. Let's look at some good profiles, okay?
ready, I'm ready.
Ironically, they're all like the same type of dude who's just got his stuff together. I got this new diary that's waiting to get filled. Nice. I like this. What's your story? I've got stories for days. Just be you, and I promise I can guarantee a smile on your face. All you have to do. I love this Look at his picture. He's smiling. He's got a clean house without a bunch of crap on the back of his dresser. He's dressed nicely. This just looks like a really pleasant guy.
Yeah, that guy, that's really awesome.
Do you agree or am I wrong? Because you're a different type of
gone out
chick.
with that guy. Was it a match? You should have gone out with him.
I should've.
want more of the story. I want to find out.
Yeah, we didn't. Let's look at another one. I like to look for the good in people and situations. I'm the friend that all my friends go to for encouragement when they're going through something. And he's just got a nice, again, clean house,
Yeah,
nice
smiling.
smile.
Normal face. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with smiling, guys.
No, nothing wrong. Here's
I
another
want
guy.
to see him smile. Oh, there's
Look at
another.
this guy. Excuse me, I gag. I'm hardworking, passionate, caring, romantic. I would like to find someone to talk to, get to know, develop a strong relationship while having fun doing it. Fitness and sports are huge parts of my life. Be nice to meet somebody with an open heart and mind, someone that believes in God. I love this. Someone that truly knows what she wants and would like to share that in a relationship and create our own future. We can talk about the details more later, Smiley. You can just give us a little bit, honey, about who you are. And I don't want to hear any sadness or baggage or bull. I want to hear some pleasant thing that paints a picture without going into detail of what a nice date we would have.
You know, look at how sweet though. But he said he's a hardworking, passionate, caring, romantic.
Yes.
This guy seems great, but he lives very far away.
This guy, I just like this. I don't know what's going on here. Again, not attracted to this guy, but he's hysterical.
Personality.
Loved this personality. I thought this was great. I got a couple more and then we'll wrap this up. I love this picture too. This actually, you guys, I would want to be here with this guy. I think this looks like a fun date, a fun day, a fun memory. Again, smiling.
Yeah, he's happy. He's got his dog.
And sometimes I'm not going to lie, I swipe for the dog.
Yeah, I would.
Here's another one. I just think this is a beautiful guy, nicely dressed, nice seductive smile. Great photo. I can see your body. I like this photo. There. What do you think?
Better. Better.
Okay. Again, smiling. Guy looks happy. The guy back up. I just thought this was a good profile photo. And I'm going to end with, if I would have been attracted to this guy, oh my God. Like, is this not just awesome? Like, that's really, that's pretty good.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. The cat even looks like she's trying to get away. I mean, come on.
Well, I know. Well, maybe so. Okay, let's get off of the screen share and back to the Hangout. All right, we didn't go too much into detail, everybody, but we wanted to show you just a few, funny things to just pick at. We would love to review your dating profile as we used to do on Bucket Full of Chicken Necks. Promise you that we would never be cruel or mean. It's all lighthearted and fun, but you should be able to read between the lines on some of those. Like I'm a decent looking chick. Karen's hot. Good women out there like giving you an honest opinion of things, and you can see smiling, just being yourself. Karen, what else can you tell these people for advice?
Yeah, I definitely think you just try not to overdo it. I think, again, people are trying to think they know what the other people want. So they're doing this brooding, sexy type of stuff. We don't want to see that. What's going to first attract us to somebody is their warmth, not their coldness, not their, I'm too cool for you. We just be a human being. Just share. Just be happy. Take a picture with a smile on your face.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Karen Tallier.
Well, actually, if you want to go the French way, it's Tallier, like Perrier.
Oh!
But I say Tallier because it sounds...
Tallier?
Tallier. I don't like Tallier.
I love it.
That's a question mark. Tallier? Question mark? So
I like it. Well, when you have some projects that you want to talk about and promote, we will promote that. Is there anything before we leave that you want to promote or tell people to do? A call to action.
No, call to action is follow Goldie. She knows everything.
Oh, yeah. I know how to pick some really crappy people that, Valentine's Day was no bueno this year. But Karen, thanks a lot for your time and spending time just reacting with me. And I hope that you all find some silly value in all of this so that at the end of the day, like I do, I know Karen does, we just want people to be happy around us. The happier people are in the world, like when we were talking with my dad, either earlier or later, wherever he gets cut in on this, we were talking about just bad things happening out in society. And if there was more kindness to begin with in their upbringing, schools wouldn't be getting shot up and people wouldn't be getting hurt. And my dad was a law official for a long time. And we just always want to come from a place of kindness and positivity. So thanks again for joining Miss Karen Tallier in Goldie's Closet, and we hope to have her back on again. Karen, say goodbye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Be nice.
Come on, simple. People are waiting.
Well, what do you want to know?
Okay, we got to start the...
Here's a... Check out behind me there.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day, Dad. You got a hot date for tonight like I did? I already had 2 people stand me up today.
No, I don't have any date. Who's going to date me?
I've got all my exes are finding me online and texting me happy Valentine's Day, and then some really ugly rich men that I'm not interested in.
Well, it's like HP used to say, who wants a couple of broken down old people like us? So.
Mom said that you guys used to be so cheap that you'd go to the drugstore and just wander around and loiter and then pick up cards.
Sure, I pick a card up and said, here's your card, and whatever the activity was for that day, then I would just say Happy Valentine's Day or Merry Christmas, whatever the event was, and I'd say your card, and she'd walk over and pick one up and give it, and then we just put it back on the shelf.
First tip on Goldie's Closet is how to save money by being a cheap at the drugstore, offering your significant other, as they're standing right there, a card. So don't say that we never gave you anything for free. Joining us today, this Valentine's Day, as I mentioned, is our conservative informative, Mr. TTC, Tom the Conservative. Tom, say hello. That's my dad. Say hello to everybody.
Well, happy Valentine's Day to all you beautiful ladies, and I hope all you gentlemen have bought yourself. You bought your whatever it is, if you're significant other or in my case, it's my wife because that's me. And buy her a little present. In fact, I was just thinking I should have gone out and bought some roses for the woman next door, but I don't know. Somebody may misinterpret that too. But anyway.
And Dad, you were right because it is your significant other, and we've got a lot of hot gay guys tuning in today. We want to just say,
well, good. That's cool. I mean, in that case, that's more appropriate to say for them.
And I got to tell you, I asked some people the other day to share our new video, which my dad actually is starring in. Me, myself, and I asked everybody to share it on Facebook, and within seconds, the only people that shared it, were a bunch of gay men. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And then the rest of you felt guilty and started sharing it. But anyway, growing up, the daughter of a law enforcement official, my dad was a probation officer, parole officer for many years. And I learned a lot of things from him. And throughout this podcast, throughout this show, we're going to be asking my dad different things that help understand the minds of criminals, that help paint people maybe in a different picture, maybe in more human light, so that maybe the first question I was going to ask you today, Dad, is we all know the term going postal. And we know people, especially these days, when I grew up, there were not school shootings as prevalent, or maybe there wasn't social.
Well, you know why they go to schools, don't you?
No.
Because the easy victim. Because all these dumb won't let people have guns in the schools for protection, and then these worthless pieces of go into the schools and shoot people because they know it can do it. And there was that big case out west in a theater, and the guy went to a theater and shot people up. And guess why? Because they had a sign out in front: "No guns allowed."
Yeah.
I won't go into places that have a sign in there, "No guns" and stuff like that, because if they don't have security people there, how do I know some kook is not going to go in there? One thing I learned in my job is that behavior is understandable. You can always understand behavior. The problem is you can never predict it.
So my question to you is, those people that go postal, do you think, in your professional experience-wise opinion, do you think that those people, like, let's just say we've all heard about it, let's just call him Bob, and he's in the office, and you kind of know Bob is going to go off one day, and then he does. Do you think that kindness, do you think these people could possibly be prevented if people were nice to them? Okay.
The reason is that they're going off is because they weren't treated kindly in the very beginning. I mean, that's the bottom line. Somebody's got some kind of a hang up. Something happened to them in their lives. Everybody, you are what you eat. That's one of my axioms. You are what you eat. And that means who you hang around with, who you talk with, your school, your family, blah, blah, all these different things. And so that's how you develop your belief system and stuff like that. But you hit it on the head, as if they were treated with a bit of kindness. There is so much bullying going on. Once in a while on the internet, these YouTube things, I hit these things where it says the bully. Well, some of them are put on, and, like that. I would watch one the other, and you can just see they're pulling their punches and all kinds of crap like that. But there are some cases where somebody will pick on the wrong guy, and that guy will turn around and punch the crap out of the person. They have an attitude towards it in the first place, and if somebody was good to that person when they were growing up, maybe they'd never be that way.
It's funny, last night I was at an event. I was shooting photos for CRS, and it's Country Radio Symposium. I don't know what the last part stands for, but it's the big event. And there was a country music person who was there, and his bodyguards and all of this hoo-ha. And he kept asking me what I was drinking, and I said, I'm drinking water, and I'm working, and I'm not here for you. No offense. And I don't think he could really handle that rejection, but he just kept asking me what I was drinking. Well, his manager kept saying, how's your water? Do you need some more water? And I said, yeah, sure. Very kind, very gentlemanly. Well, anyway, this guy came up to me again and he bought me a drink and he said, here, why don't you try this? And I said, what is it? And he said, it's a gin and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, I just told you all night long, I don't drink alcohol. And he just kept shoving it in my face. And I just said, let me ask you a question. And this was in front of everybody. I said, do you? And it's a certain procedure that people do to a man. It's a sexual procedure. But I said it really loud out. Do you do this to men? And boy, did he get, his bodyguards were just laughing. He was humiliated and he got mad. But I just said, do you like me asking if you perform this sexual act on another man? Do you like that? He shook his head and I said, then stop pushing drinks on me when I have told you and you know me, I don't drink. And he just kept pushing until I ran my mouth. And then that was the end of that. But I get tired even now. This age, I'm an adult, for goodness sakes, I'm not 21 years old. I am still being badgered by people, friends, associates, whomever, to drink. And it's just not, it's not my thing, you know, to each his own.
Alcohol and drugs, blah, 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 are the great unequalizer. In other words, a person's inhibitions are gone. Their common sense is gone. And what they fall back on is their basic primal instincts on what they're all about. And sometimes, and I won't, this is not there's no absolutes, but sometimes you can find out what a person is really like when they're drinking. Sure. You know, and because they'll say and do things they wouldn't say because they have no inhibitions. Because they're gone. They're just simply gone because anything that their mama told them or their dad told them or their girlfriend told them or something, it's gone because, as the saying goes, I want it. I want it now. And that's what it's all about. And you know, when you see some of these people do these horrendous things, the problem is they may realize, and like you talked about, a little bit of kindness. If somebody would have said something during this process of even going to the place, if somebody would have done that, they would have stopped. But the problem is, it doesn't happen. There's no intervention, so to speak. And so, no matter what all these stupid goodies are, you know, and all these politicians who want to take away all the guns, that's one of the reasons why people are hesitant of attacking the United States, because there's so dang many guns around, and to conquer this whole country, there may be one gun after the next gun after the gun. But other than that, these other people who want to take away their guns, they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they're just talking to a bunch of people who are immature, uneducated individuals who are, something bad happened, and now they want to, all of a sudden, a panacea, and it's not going to work. There's some people that say, Dad, and it's pretty clear your view on our gun policies in the United States, and that's fine. Everybody is totally open, and all opinions are accepted always on our show, and people that come to shows and in our support base, we always want to hear your opinions on things. I think that learning other people's opinions and hearing where they come from is a good way to learn and grow and understand. I think that's part of the problem. I think we need to be more compassionate and understand, but there's been some arguments that guns should be taken away from, like, our police officers. What are your quick thoughts on that? And then we'll wrap it up. But what are your thoughts about taking away, unarming our officers? You know something? That's the most stupidest thing. I don't even know if I can reply to it. I mean, I worked with some of the most vicious individuals that you can imagine for 30 years. Some of the most vicious persons you can imagine. And every day you hear about a cop going and serving a warrant or something like this and getting shot. And not to get into politics, but that's one of the reasons everybody's with this kind of an attitude. I'm telling you, I live in an area that there's so many guns, it's pathetic. There's all over the place. Take a look at Chicago. No, take away the guns from the police and how the police going to do something. And the reason, to get pointed to your comment, the point is the bad guys are always going to have guns.
And the point is even if a criminal doesn't have a gun, if they want to hurt you, they're probably going to figure out a way to
Absolutely. And relevant to that is I did UAs on people, and people would, when you're fighting around with people or doing stuff, and I've been cut and stuff like that. I've had guys bring in bottles in their pants of urine, and then when they went in to do the UA, and I would just say, wait a minute here, hold it. And I'd cap them. And I said, what's my ring banging on right here? It sounds like glass,
Only the best stories we want to bring you today, this Valentine's Day 2019. Wrapping it up, in conclusion, Tom the Conservative, we want you to email in, find us on Twitter. I'll list all the links. But if you've got any questions for just some of the time that he served and some of the things that he's seen, we're going to be talking about that more in upcoming podcasts. Please let us know. And the other thing is I want to hear about any stories that you have where maybe you were on a date, your significant other at the time, or a new date or a blind date. Maybe they did get a little intoxicated. If you've got some crazy stories, oh God. Okay, well, let's wrap it up with your story. What happened on your?
How about being in a go-go cage?
No, not you being drunk. Your date.
My date being drunk?
Not you.
We're both drunk.
And for those of you who don't know what a go-go cage is, what is that? A stripper cage, Dad?
Well, it's when I was younger, the thing was that there was girls coming in and dancing, and they'd get in cages, and they were up around the bars, and so all the guys would, because I danced, had a good time dancing.
Oh God!
Everybody dared me to get up in this cage with this very beautiful lady, and so I went up and we got in the cage. Of course, pretty tight quarters when you're in a cage, but everybody was going nuts.
All right, on that note, I think you have some dinner to go by, and I'm actually getting ready for my next guest who's coming in live to be performing a song from the late but ever so amazing Tom Petty. We're going to be singing a duet together. My bandmate, Miss Jessica LaCoy, Jess LaCoy Show is coming in. So, Dad, thank you for spending some of your Valentine's Day with me and with all of us listening. Everybody, you make sure that you find us with questions for my dad, or find us with stories that you have of whomever, whenever, wherever being intoxicated on your date.
Oh, I think I hear a whole mess of women knocking on my front door right now looking for a date.
Goodbye. Signing off, everybody. Love you, Dad.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I have a microphone. Doesn't matter. It sounds perfect. We're live. I finally got you. Oh my God. I've been trying. You look beautiful. I'm not really. You always look beautiful with or with makeup. Without. No, you do. Wait, I have makeup on. That's sad. See, I needed you to be my makeup artist. Everybody, look who this is. I didn't promise anything because I didn't know if I could deliver. But we're delivering right now. Tell everybody who you are. Hi, Trinity. If you remember me, actually, Trinity. From TNA, WWE. Oh my God, it's horrible. The longest time. TNA knockout. And so what I wanted to do with you is talk about for people, because people love these nuggets of history. And do you remember visiting me in LA and we both got really pissed off that WWE was doing all these promos with the chicks and TNA wasn't doing anything? Do you remember that?
I can't believe it. We made that calendar. You made that calendar.
We made that calendar. I'm gonna have to cut this into the podcast. I think people are gonna want to see the day we got pissed off, put on our bikinis, got ready, and went and did a segment called "Bums on the Beach." Do you remember? Do you?
So much fun. And let me tell you, that guy that took you're taking great ones. Hopefully, mine came out good. And then some guy takes them of us, and they came out great.
They came out great, and they ended up using them on the calendar, and the poor soul didn't get any credit. Or I'm gonna have to just show some of those photos right now, everybody.
I want to do a Diva calendar and take.
We're doing our own Diva calendar. We have nobody to even shoot our calendar today, and we have nobody to film it. If you're gonna sit there and watch, you can help. How about that?
Oh, that's cool.
We have no one to shoot our.
Look at these shoes that I'm wearing.
Can I trust you?
Heck yeah, you can trust me.
Where are you from? You sound like
I'm from Missouri.
We're telling a story though. We're shooting a Diva. We're shooting our own stuff because everybody that I had to help us kind of couldn't do it today, so we're just gonna do it ourselves.
It's live in action, baby. We're ready to roll.
Hey, how you guys doing? Sit down, boy. Stop.
Clarkson, Missouri. Oh, that is good. And these chicks are hot, man. Woo! Look at that camera woman, she's even hotter. I'm getting pretty, These are the hottest chicks LA's got to offer, what can I say?
Bums on the Beach, which became the calendar, which are two of the only chicks that Trinity's the only woman in professional wrestling other than Tracy Shearer and maybe oh God, who's the chick that was on dance? Stacy Keebler, Trish Stratus. There you go. There's 3 other people that weren't complete whores that.
God. Wait, Desire wasn't.
Oh, Desire! No, she was great.
She was great.
We got
a little props because if it wasn't for you and her, I don't think I could survive. That company would have drove me crazy.
What was on a shoot in wrestling is the truth, where a work is maybe a little, bending the truth a little bit. A shoot, like what were the things in the company or the other people? What drove you nuts? Really, honestly, unless you don't want to say.
It's so terrible because it's like such a backstabbing, all the girls were like evil backstabbers and not you. That's what I'm saying. You and Desire were like the only, thank God it wasn't a huge women's division because then there would have had to been a lot of them there. But the dancers, they were off there doing their thing. Oh, and Athena was very nice.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
So she was a really great gal, and like I said, you already said it. But the backstabbing, otherwise they treated me pretty decent there, and I really stood away from everyone. Like you said, I wasn't a whore. I stood away from all the guys. I went in, I was I was already older, but I was already older in the business. I wasn't coming in as an 18. I was already a professional stunt woman for, I had a career established. I wasn't even looking to be a wrestler. It just fell into my lap through the stunt work. So I feel like I already had a professional brain, so I didn't have to sleep around. I didn't have to do anything to get, and I had skills. I was already a stunt woman and I wrestled in high school. And I actually could wrestle, and I was so excited to be there to wrestle. And I have to say, TNA never tried to exploit me. They never made me wear skimpy outfits. They never made me do any crazy skits in the beginning until like I felt comfortable, and then I wanted to do the things I wanted to do. So they let me, and they promoted me as a woman wrestler. I mean, they let me have great spots on that show.
They did. And I remember one spot where it was really early on and your top came off.
I remember the camera. They went right off of me. And you
no, they go right off of you. They didn't. The cameraman went right over to you, and I kicked the cameraman and said, "Get off her." And I covered you up. I was so hot about that.
Well, I don't think they knew because my hair was so long, and I don't think that they knew because you couldn't have known. I rolled into the, and you know what's crazy is I tested that outfit because I knew it was skimpy, and I tested it. That hook, I could hardly get it off on my own. But when I rolled in the ring and he was kicking me. I don't know how the hook came up, but it was one little strap. I didn't feel it. So I got up. I didn't even know it. And my hair, thank God, was so long and it was covering almost everything. And they didn't even have a good shot anyway. They were like on the side. And yes, you were calling them, but I don't think that they were trying.
Yeah. No.
I don't think they knew. And then once they knew, they went to you and you were yelling and I was able to put it back on. And then we had a great match anyway but I was worried. I'm like, oh my God, this thing fell off and now I have to do the most major wrestling and worrying about it.
And you did some amazing.
We did that huge move, like that top rope hurricane. Oh, no women ever did those moves.
Wait a minute! Go to the camera to Trinity! Oh my God! You got oh my God! Trinity on the top of the cage! No way! No way! You got to be kidding me!
No women did. You to this day phenomenal, and never once a hoe bag or a whore, or I never saw you sitting in the boys' lap like some. I remember I went to some party and there was some, we won't name names, thank you, but somebody I was dating.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I might have already named some names, but
no, not this one. This is one we can forget. But somebody that I was dating shouldn't have been at the time. You know, whatever. We make our mistakes, but like, I remember going to a party over by the airport in Nashville and like showing up and seeing like this other chick in his lap, and like the whole room was just like, oh, and I just remember climbing into his lap and my knee accidentally smashed upward on this chick's nose, and it fractured it and it was bleeding, and I got blood on my knee. And I just remember by complete accident, my elbow smashed into the side of her eye, and by accident, it's just completely accidental. And then I just decided that it was time for me to leave because they can have each other. So yeah, there is so much scummy stuff going on like that people would never know, but like you, Amy, Trinity, Amy, and Desire were like the only ones that I didn't want to just completely, and I'm sure people wanted to kill me too. I was such a bitch back then, entitled. I didn't know the business. Nobody told me. I asked plenty of questions, but nobody.
That business was like a mine, because nobody tells you anything and they just throw you into the wolves. And you know, I said so sometimes I feel bad for those younger ones who they're just flailing away in there, but like with having a business mind and you too going in, and that's why you felt entitled, because you're like, I'm so professional and I'm mature and I'm an adult, and you know, this is what I'm worth and this is who I am, and I'm not doing what all these other people do. But
I was a douchebag. I know I pissed off like Mike Tenay a couple times at the meetings, just because I mean, thank you for the nice words, but I did feel like I was entitled and I should have stepped back a little bit and had more respect for people that knew more than me. But you know, retrospect.
Well, like I said, I did that sometimes too. I'd go to a show, and I'm like, I have to be paid up front, because I would hear all these stories where people would work and then get screwed out of their money, and they'd be like, who the hell do you think you are? And I'm like, I'm just smart, you know, like I'm not going to work and then get, you know, boarding. Like these people are like, oh, you just gotta work and hope you get paid. I'm like, what? I don't do that.
I learned that in New York on an indie show that I went to go do, and they didn't have a plane ticket for me home, and they didn't have a hotel for me, and they didn't have any money for me.
TNA did do that a couple times. The show I jumped off the cage, they technically didn't book me for that. You know, the 16-foot cage. They technically didn't have me booked for that, but I was working on a stunt job, and I was like, I told them I had to do the stunt job, but I was off on the weekend, so I actually flew myself back only because I was supposed to be in Tennessee. Like technically, you know, if I left, it was on my own time, but like if they needed me back, they'd fly me in. So I flew myself back in because they didn't hire me. But then Dusty Rhodes like, will you jump off the 16-foot cage? And I'm like, yes, I will. And then they didn't want to pay me. And I'm like, but I worked and I did that. But I think that they did because I argued it. But the fact that they were trying not to is some.
Are you doing any stunt stuff at all anymore?
I'm weaning out of it, but you know, I've been working on Blue Bloods and
what?
Yeah, Blue Bloods was my main gig forever. I've doubled both of Donnie Wahlberg's partners, like Jennifer Esposito when she was there, and then now Marissa. Oh my God, I bang my head a lot. Please don't get upset that I don't remember that you're the actress. What do I say her name is? Oh, Maria. Do you remember? You can see my resume online.
Yeah, we're not here to pick apart.
Bias, Detective Bias, but. You know,
so tell us what you do when you do these doubles. Like, I mean, give us some insight into that world. I know a lot of people would love to hear about that.
Well, I was doing it 25 years. You believe it? I was doing that before wrestling. Like, I was already like established in the stunt work way before wrestling. So
how'd you get into that? Just fell into it or what?
Wow. We're gonna do a little song later, a little cover.
Oh, what song?
We're gonna surprise him. I call it a Muppety song. Jess LaCoy, she's been with us for a year. She came to Nashville from?
Western Massachusetts.
And you went to?
Berklee College of Music.
So Jess is actually her own entity. She's a singer-songwriter. She writes amazing songs. And as everybody on the show, we want you to reach out and follow them and support them because this is a great atmosphere, environment for that. Where can they find you?
Okay, so you can find me at Jess LaCoy on Instagram, Facebook, and I also JessLaCoy.com.
Check out her stuff. You can see her also performing with the Goldy Locks band, and we would love it if you're watching this right now and you're like, what is this band? What are they all about? You know what? You find us a venue near you, and we would love to come rock your socks off. So we're going to get to the show, top of the hour. We've got some great guests for you today. Can't wait for you to see the performance later on, but we're going to get to it right now. Oh, you know what? We should probably pick out, not that we don't look awesome like this, but we should probably pick out something just a little, you know, more vibey. What do you think?
Yeah, girl.
Think you can pick something out of the closet? Think we can find something for you?
In here? Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it. Let's go look right now. Okay, are you ready to go? Wait, we didn't put on our stuff yet. We should put our stuff. We gotta put I know, but like we can look more hip, more powerful. Bring it.
More hip than this.
I think we can step. You have a thing on your wrist. That's really thing. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah, yours is okay.
No, I know you look better than me. But my boots. Okay, Tom Petty would be proud. Let's do it.
Mustard snakes.
Go. Yeah.
She's a good girl, loves her mother, loves Jesus, and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and her snakeskin boots, yeah.
Had to get that in there. Where's Rod Saylor? I miss Rod Saylor. Vacation man. Happy Valentine's to y'all.
It's a long day, living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. Now I'm free falling. Yeah, I'm free. 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 Free falling. down Ventura Boulevard. All the bad boys are standing in the shadows. All the good girls are home with broken hearts. Now I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. Bounce with me, what, free falling now. I'm 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 free falling. I wanna glide down over my Harlan. I wanna ride her name in the sky. I wanna free fall out into nothing. Gonna leave this world for a while. Now I'm free. Come on. Free falling. Now I'm free. Free falling.
Tricky ending. Jess LaCoy, everybody. Tell them where to find you.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at Jess LaCoy, and then Facebook, kind of a similar thing.
Check
Yeah.
out our YouTube too. Some great stuff.
Cool.
Tom Petty, he would have been proud. Yeah.
Cool.
Word.
Yo.
You know, ever since I can remember, I used to love and still do helping people look and feel their best. Sneaking away on the playground, doing push-ups and jumping jacks. I just always wanted people to have energy and be strong and be lean and feel good. And now I do this still with the help of a world-class nutritional company. We're talking some of the best supplements in the world. And I'm looking for more people who just want to spend a couple hours a week making extra income. You know, that mailbox money, the money that you make whether you get out of bed or not. Making that extra income, helping change the lives of other people. DM me, email me, goldylocksfitness@gmail.com. Again, a few hours a week working with somebody highly motivated, usually in a pretty doggone good mood, and I would love to support you also through your fitness journey and maybe through a financial one as well. Hit me up. Have an awesome night.